Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Thursday, May 9th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. All right, listen, tonight is a big show on Fade to Black. Jim Harold is with us. He's got a new book out called True Ghost Stories. Maybe he's going to read from the book. He's always got the best. And like I have been announcing all week about Jim being on the show, host to host, it's really cool. I get to take the night off. But he's been dipping his toes into ET lately. So let's see where this conversation goes tonight. And coming up after the news today, I'm on with Christina Gomez. And we are going to be talking about UFO hotspots, where you can go right now, and what gear to bring. We're going to be talking about that and much more today on Mysteries with a History with Christina Gomez, coming up at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, right after the news. Okay, and then coming up this Sunday, I will be downtown Los Angeles at Regal Cinemas at LA Live. That's right, for the red carpet premiere of Billy Carson's new TV series, Anunnaki. The tickets are available below. This is the biggest theater in Los Angeles. It's going to be a great, amazing, fun all-day event. Come and hang out with us. Red carpet, right? Come on. Tickets are below. I'll see you this Sunday. And let's get straight to it. Where am I at? You know what? We got a busy news day today. And I'm also going to say this. Coming on Monday, you're going to see some big changes here at Fade to Black. Yeah. Coming Monday. And we're ramping up for it right now. We're almost done. And technically, we are done. So this will be today will be the last of this setup. What? Yeah, you have to wait till Monday. It's pretty cool, though. All right, let's get straight to it. Fader facts. The moon looks upside down in the southern hemisphere. Or if you live in the southern hemisphere and visit us up north, the moon would be upside down to you. What? The moon doesn't move in the sky, does it? Let me explain so you understand. And I always use my alien hacky sack for Earth demonstrations. So this is the Earth. The moon is sitting right here. And this little ninja dude with a sword is you. All right? Now, if you're up here in the United States and the moon is out here, you're standing like this looking at the moon, right? You're standing like that looking at the moon. But if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're like this. You're upside down looking at the moon. So the moon is upside down. Isn't that nuts? Now think about that. You just learned something. And that is a fader fact. All right. Let's see. On this day in history, 1950, L. Ron Hubbard publishes Dianetics, the modern science of mental health. Yeah. Which morphed into Scientology, and that's a whole nother story. But it was on this day in 1950 when all those commercials were happening, right, for Dianetics in the 1980s. You remember that? You can order the book. It was 24 hours a day on TV advertising Dianetics. I thought it was a new book, and didn't know. I didn't know any better. I was 20 years old, 21, and then I read it. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the breaking news. NASA's planet hunting transiting exoplanet survey satellite, otherwise known as TESS, I talk about it all the time on the show, is back in action. That's right. It's back searching for new worlds. Tests came out of safe mode on May 3rd, resuming its search for exoplanets as they cross the transit of the face of their parent stars, causing a tiny dip in starlight. The satellite had gone into safe mode and halted operations on April 23rd, just 5 days after it celebrated its sixth anniversary of its launch on April 18th, 2018. The test operating team has determined that the safe mode was triggered when a momentum started building in the spacecraft reaction wheels, which are responsible for properly orientating the test as it makes its observations. Wow. Okay, we're back. This is doing literally 1,000 observations a day, and it's got 4 missions that it's doing. It's in the middle of its second in different positions around the Earth. Yeah, it's an incredible mission. Well, it happened. General Motors just announced that it will end production of its gasoline-powered Chevrolet Malibu. They're going to do it later this year in order to produce new electric vehicles. GM has sold more than 10 million Malibus since 1964 and will end production in November. Like, this is now. GM is investing $390 million at its Kansas assembly plant to build next-generation Chevrolet Bolt EVs. The Malibu is the last remaining Chevrolet car offered in the United States besides the Corvette. Remember, GM ended production of the Chevrolet Camaro late last year. I'm going to leave that right there. Yeah. Man, we need a 21-gun salute. Crazy. It has been almost 4.5 years since it was made in outer space. What? But if you could smell it today, you'll find it still retains the distinctive whiff of a DoubleTree cookie. That's right. That's because it is a cookie. The world's first food item baked in space. And it debuted on display at the National Air and Space Museum in Chantilly, Virginia, yesterday. Made from a familiar and similar recipe to the chocolate chip cookies given to guests staying at the DoubleTree by Hilton hotels, the cookie has been preserved as close to the condition it was when it came out of a specially designed microgravity oven on the International Space Station back in November of 2019. To preserve the cookie, it has a custom-built enclosure that holds it, and it's in its original silicon sleeve within a pure nitrogen environment. Kind of like the Mona Lisa, right? Otherwise, just like any other baked good, it would, it's not going to last as long. It's not going to have a shelf life, just like the originals at DoubleTree. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Yeah, the first cookie baked in space. Yeah, it was pretty cool. According to a recent study, early humans who lived in the Arabian Peninsula thousands of years ago went underground when they wanted to beat the heat into vast subterranean tunnels where molten lava had once flowed millions of years earlier. Beginning in the Stone Age, they descended into and occupied these vast tunnels known as lava tubes. Archaeologists have now announced and discovered cooler air underground would have been a pretty nice situation compared to the heat above, of course. And for thousands of years, humans even sheltered with their livestock in the tunnels. They left behind objects and even carved pictures on the walls. Researchers reported everything April 17th in the journal PLOS One. The researchers found human bones dating back at least 6,000 years. They found cloth fragments, cloth made by Stone Age man, pieces of carved wood, and dozens of stone tools. The first evidence that humans were using the tunnel starting at least 7,000 years ago. Amazing news. A team of anthropologists, paleontologists, and earth scientists from Kent State University, the City University of New York, and the University of Michigan's Museum of Paleontology has, for the first time, identified the likely common ancestor of all modern hoofed animals. In their study published in the Journal of Mammalian Evolution, the group analyzed fossils found in Colorado. Check this. They dated the creature to approximately 65 million years ago, right? You know that date, putting it in the Paleocene epoch, which followed the demise of the dinosaurs. And the animal's teeth represented a new evolutionary development in which grinding gave way to shearing and crushing. Now, this finding makes it the ancestor of all modern hoofed animals. Think about that. Yeah, horses, deer. This also shows how quickly the evolution of animals occurred after such a major earth-changing event. It shows you can't stop life. You can't do it. Or Mother Nature. Finally, I'll leave you with this. Now, I don't do politics. Don't do it. Stay away from it. Don't care about it. Won't do it. But I'll do the politics when politics is actually cool. Like this. For decades, Hawaii residents have used the Shaka, that hand gesture, to convey several greetings like hello, goodbye, thank you, and aloha. Right? This. Now, the Shaka, which involves extending the thumb and pinky finger while curling the others down, is on its way to becoming Hawaii's official gesture. Check this out. State lawmakers last week passed a measure that would recognize Hawaii as the Shaka's birthplace. Though there are competing theories on the gesture's origins, while different groups in Hawaii interact the Shaka differently, the bill states that it has been used across the state for sharing aloha, fostering connection, and being pono, right? Or living righteously. In one of the earliest stories behind the Shaka, a Hawaiian man named Hamana Kalili lost his index, middle, and ring fingers in a sugar mill accident in 1910. That's right. These three. What was left? This. Right? Okay. So later, while he worked as a trained security guard, railroads, the people who jumped onto the railroad cars as stowaways mimicked his hand gesture as he tried to wave them off the cars. Right? Okay? Hey. You get it? That's the history of it. Now, State Senator Glenn Wakai, a primary sponsor of the bill, said that the Shaka embodies, quote, all the goodness that emanates from Hawaii. Yeah, well, I agree. The bill passed unanimously in both chambers of the state legislature and moved to the governor's desk last week. Hawaii Governor Josh Green supports the legislation, and if signed, and he will, the law would take effect immediately. There you go. Now you know. Seriously. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Thursday, May 9th, 2024. Breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. Coming up at 2:30, I'm on with Christina Gomez, Mysteries with the History. We're going to be talking about UFO hotspots that you can visit right now and get your Skywatch on, what gear to bring and how to make it happen. We'll be doing that at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then tonight on Fade to Black, it's Jim Harold, Ghost to Ghost. That's right. He's got a new book out, True Ghost Stories. We're going to be doing all that and much more tonight on Fade to Black. But until then, all I've got is Go Back Lee Tappy.